All right, welcome everybody. A happy Labor Day to you all. I just wanted to send you out a video just to cover the assignments for this week because I know we're not meeting today. As a reminder, we do not have class today, so don't show up to campus. We've off for Labor Day. And then also as a reminder, we will not have class next week either. And that's due to a personal conflict I have with my full-time job. We have back to school night at our high school. So again, I'll also send out a video next week as well. Kind of what I'm going to do, like what I'm going to do today, is just kind of walking you through the assignments for the week, making sure you're on the right track. And then obviously, if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me for any help that you need. Just to kind of review our schedule for this week, again, no class today. So that means what we would have covered in class, those will be part of your asynchronous in-class activities that need to be covered. I am going to introduce the final submission for the pre-project zero. Some of you have already submitted your checkpoints for that, which is like a rough draft. And then I'll give you feedback at some point this week if you've submitted and I haven't graded it and given you feedback. For those of you who haven't, just as a reminder, that's due on Thursday. So you want to make sure this Thursday, the 5th, is when your checkpoint is due. So you want to make sure you get that in. So for this week, you also have the Ed Puzzle activities for 2C all the way through 3E, okay? Now, I made you a weekly suggested schedule that I'll send out in a second here, and I'll show you, and that'll kind of walk you through which assignments you should be aiming to complete each day to keep you on track, since there are a lot of videos this week, okay? We also have a reminder here on the right-hand side, the assignments that were due this week, coming up. You also have the lesson 2 and lesson 3 practice, preview 4A to 4E. And again, I'm going to introduce the final submission for that. So let me go roll through here. And again, these are the slides that I'm presenting to my Tuesday night class, so I don't feel the need to go over all of those like we did there. So first off, I have listed here the suggested schedule. So again, I separated by day. I'll make sure I send this out to you so you have it and you are good to go. So yeah, let me go ahead into the course page. Let's see if there's anything on there that we need to look at. So on the course page, I have an announcement for you, just reminding you again of the assignments that are due today, or we're supposed to be due today at 2 if you're watching this after 2 o'clock. Those are listed there. Make sure you look at that for any thing to make sure you're staying caught up. And then I also have the assignments that are due next week listed on here as well. There's a couple announcements. Again, we don't have class today. If you need any help with the Ed Puzzles or preview or practice assignments, Deltec does offer free in-person and virtual tutoring. I did send out an announcement with a document with that, so look out for that announcement from last week if you need help with that. Your pre-project zero checkpoint is due this Thursday at 11:59. Like I said, some of you have submitted it. You're awaiting my feedback. I will say I will give everyone feedback on either Friday or Saturday, and that'll give you about a week to get your final draft in, which is due on the 12th. Okay, so just look out for that feedback. If you have yours already graded and given feedback, and you can actually see my comments on each question. To see that, if you click on our course page and go to assignments at the top, then you go to where you have the assignment itself, Project Zero Checkpoint. In order to see the feedback, there's a message. It should be feedback unseen. That's what it was last semester, but there should be somewhere with a hyperlink for feedback. So make sure you click on that so you can see question by question what you need to improve upon. As a reminder, I do not see any of the messages or chat features that are within like the assignments, like the Lumen app. It doesn't notify me when there's one. So the best way you can contact me is directly via email. I did have a few students reach out this week just for help on a question. I was able to respond in a couple paragraphs, kind of explaining how to do the problem. And they said, oh, yeah, I got it now. So it is very helpful if you can email me with any questions that you have. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to do, again, is just kind of introduce the final draft, this final submission for the project and data collection plan. So I'm going to go through our content page to get there. So I'm going to click on content, and then on the left-hand side, course projects. And then again, we're still on project 0. As a reminder, in order to find the template, you would want to go to the overview. It's at the bottom, and you click project and data collection checkpoint. These 3 videos are very helpful to guide you as you're working on Project Zero, and I definitely recommend using them for help. Okay. Here we had the Project Zero checkpoint, which again is due this Thursday night, the 5th. What's due next week on the 12th, again, and it's going to be based off the feedback I give you on the checkpoint, is your final submission. So let's go and take a look at that real quick. I'm not sure if I'm able to zoom in here. I'm trying to. Let's see. That looks like it doesn't want to let me. Okay, that's okay. We'll just kind of view this prompt right here. Okay, so it says the final submission is your summative assessment for lessons 1 and 2. It assesses your comprehension of data collection, types of data, statistical questions, and survey questions. As a reminder, you all are building a survey that you're going to ask people questions of, and those questions will help you answer some larger investigative statistical question. All right, so that's the overall goal. The project gives you an opportunity to demonstrate your comprehension of concepts we learned in lessons 1 and 2, assessing your comprehension of data collection, and so on. Okay, so for this final submission, you're going to review the feedback I gave you. Again, I gave you directions about a couple minutes ago on how to do that. And you're going to use it to guide the changes you make before the final submission. Your final submission should contain all of the sections completed. Okay, so you want to make sure you finish the rest of the template for your final submission. And then you're going to submit your template. Again, under activities, assignments, there's a spot to submit, or you can click on the hyperlink that I had in the weekly announcement, and that's where you can submit it as well. Okay. So that's the final draft. Let's go and take a look at the template. Let's see if there's any other pieces of information I need to look at from the project. I'm going to go to the project and data collection plan template. Open that up for you. Just give me 1 second. All right. Yep. So you should have worked through number 1 through 6. Okay. Okay. Here's a good thing. So next steps, once I give you feedback, and then once you've actually submitted your final draft, these are kind of the next steps for the project that I want to talk about. So again, you've already submitted your checkpoint and the final submission. After the final submission, I'm going to again give you feedback again in case there's anything else that you missed. And then you're going to use the feedback as you build a Google form. And again, one of the project help videos is how to create a Google form. I definitely recommend watching that because if it's your first time, it can be confusing, but it's fairly simple to use and to administer. And there's a note here that make sure your settings are for view only for Del Tech Community College, so I can access the form and spreadsheet. Make sure you submit the required links into the survey and spreadsheet submission. That's going to be the next checkpoint, not due the 12th, but the 19th. Right, so that's the next one. And then you're going to start collecting responses, which are due the following week, which is like the end of September, so September 26th. But the sooner you can get started with collecting data, the better. That way you can get at least 30 individuals and get enough data. Usually once you send out the survey, you can get 30 responses pretty quickly because it is digital. And you're sending that to your friends, family, coworkers, and all of that. Okay, but let's worry about the Google form and kind of sending that out until we actually meet next time, which isn't next week, but the following week, and we can talk about that a little bit more. All right, so again, as a reminder, your final submission based off the feedback for the checkpoint is not due the Thursday, the 12th. Okay, so look out for my feedback either Friday or Saturday, and then you can make edits before the following Thursday for your final draft. All right. So with that, if there are any other questions, definitely let me know. I would definitely recommend getting started on the Edpuzzle videos that we would have covered this week, which would have been 2C, 2D, and 3A. And also make sure you look out for my weekly suggested schedule of assignments. I'll send that out with this video so that you have access to it. Yeah, just email me with any help that y'all need, and I'm happy to help you. Thanks. Bye.